We are standing here next to the tomb of Rachel Imenu. It is important to remember that she also gave birth here. She died giving birth here to her son Benjamin, who led the first tribe that was truly Israeli. All the other brothers were born outside of Israel. And so here we have the wonderful prophecy about Rachel Imenu, that her children will return to their land.
Beit Lechem, in the territory of Yehuda, was the city of prophecy and kingship in Eretz Yisrael. Boaz lived here, the leader of his generation, and here he met Ruth. The Sanhedrin sat here, and here David was appointed king of Israel. Today, there is no Jewish life in Beit Lechem. From this city, Rachel cries out for her children to return. Many of her children do come here, but only to visit and to pray at her tomb. "200 years ago, Sir Moses Montefiore decided to renovate the tomb building and the grounds. 50 years later, the Kalischer Rebbe acquired land adjoining the tomb, but the Arab Waqf seized the area and took control of it. 90 years ago, Natan Strauss acquired more land in the area with the encouragement of the chief rabbi of Israel, Rav Avram Yitzhak Cohen Cook.
The most important thing is that there should be Jewish property close to the holy and beloved tomb, and specifically, if it becomes possible, we should establish appropriate religious institutions there, such as a collective of holy scholars that will learn Torah and pray there.
The Ottomans, and later the British who controlled the country, prevented the land from being possessed by its real owners. With the UN's partition plan and the War of Independence that followed it, the road was completely closed. For another 20 years, after the establishment of the State of Israel, the Jewish people were still prohibited from praying at Kever Rachel. With the miracle of the Six-Day War, when Israel's army was able to overcome all the Arab armies and win a great victory, Har Bayit was recaptured. The Jewish people returned to the holy places, including Beit Lechem and Kever Rachel. We first recaptured Hebron and Beit Lechem. Then we entered Kever Rachel. We had enough time to go inside to kiss and embrace the tomb, and some of us danced outside. It's hard to describe how incredibly happy we were. Under the Oslo Accords, the Israeli government intended to give up areas of Eretz Yisrael. Kever Rachel was about to be handed over to our enemies. Hanan Porat was very connected to Kever Rachel and Beit Lechem, called the office of the Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin and requested a meeting with him. My father asked Hanan Porat, "Why are you here?" And he said he had come to talk to Rabin in order to save Kever Rachel from inclusion in the land given to the Palestinians. Hanan Porat entered Rabin's office together with Rabbi Porush for a meeting with the Prime Minister. Hanan Porat laid out the maps and showed him that Kever Rachel, being located between Jerusalem and Beit Lechem, could easily be brought back into Israeli territory. Yitzhak Rabin told him it was too late. The agreement was already signed. My father got up to speak and started to cry. He cried out, "Rabbi Yitzhak, are you going to leave our own mother outside our borders? How can we stay here without Mama Rochel?" He cried, and I even heard that Rabin's shirt was wet with his tears. Rabin told him to calm down. Rabin immediately called Shimon Peres and told him, "Tell Arafat that Kever Rachel is not included in the agreement." In order to ensure the future and begin the renewal of the Jewish presence in Beit Lechem, Rabbis Hanan Porat and Benny Alon established Yeshivat BENEY RACHEL in the precinct of Kever Rachel within Beit Lechem, led by Rabbi Eliyahu El Kaslasi. We are excited to be fulfilling the wishes of Rav Kook that the Kol Torah, the sound of learning, should be heard here. And here with God's help, it will continue to empower us in this place. We have successfully returned to Jerusalem and Hebron and to all the other parts of our land. But here in Beit Lechem, we can only come and visit, to cry, to pray, and to beg for salvation. The yeshiva here fulfills the promise made by Rachel Imenu, Slowly, we are bringing back the Torah to this city and bringing families and children. Our big dream is to build here a major Jewish city, like the city of King David should be, the city of Beit Lechem in Yehuda. Poor Rachel has been waiting, and she promised the entire Jewish nation that we would return to our own land. So of course, in this her place, her children should return to their land.